program is brought to you by FanDuel, where we give sports fans the chance to win every day.
The Pelicans lose in a real Pelicanly way. We'll talk about it.
First took away. Yes, with this. Get your money's worth out.
Yo. Y'all know who it is. It's me, Ricky. My dog 5 in the building. How many miles you ran today, bro?
11.
Double up. Like it's like breathing. Yeah, it's all it is. It's just like breathing.
You got those in early?
Yeah. Real. You know, we 7 a.m. boys around this beach. Got the marathon coming up next Sunday though. 26 of them things.
That's locally?
Baton Rouge. Where you at? 225.
What's the over under on your time? Like put the parlay in on it right now.
All right. So the real goal is like sub 340, 3 hours 40 minutes, right? Stretch goal 330. Stretch goal 330. Now I ran today. That's literally like an 8-minute pace. Was 26 miles. If I ran today at 8 minutes, I felt real good. I feel like I wasn't struggling at all. So maybe we get to that 330. If we don't, if we fall in at 340, sub 340, I'm fine. I'm cool.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
As a guy that's never even contemplated running more than about, 5 miles or 6. What's the number where you start to say to yourself, this kind of sucks? Like when you're going, in a marathon. For somebody in good shape, you're preparing for this, but there's still got to be a point where you're like, damn.
It's
I'm at mile
probably like you say like this sucks or like this
or
is,
just like where you're just sort of like, all right, I'm kind of ready for this beat. Like
I'm ready for the shit to be over with. Yeah. That's for me. As I've been preparing more and more, that number continues to go higher. Right now it's been right around like mile 15, 16. Like, stay dog. This
like
might be a little stupid.
Like, I got 10 more. Yeah,
you got 10 more of these. Like, come on now, bro. But I think hopefully like the competition, like the amount of people will just, push.
I feel like that gets you through the first like 7 or 8. Like it feels like it's got to shorten that gap because there's people around. It's not like running with 6 of your partners or something. There's like hundreds of people. I feel like that's got to buy you some time.
Hopefully so. I think if I get through the first half unscathed, I'm like, all right, now we just hooping.
That's what's up. That's what's
up. I just pulled a muscle listening to you say 15. Like that's OD. But shout out to you, man. Yeah. The Pelicans could learn a thing from your dedication to your craft, bro. Like shout out to you.
Crazy boy.
What's up with you, Ross? How you?
Oh man, just
I feel that. No, that was real. I got everything to say.
I don't have anything to say.
Everything that I needed to know was you asking me that question back. I knew.
Yeah.
No, we here. No, I feel it.
Ross, is it like a mini quarter zip? Like it's not like
this is like so. I feel like this is a runner's like it's got the look, check me out.
Oh
yeah,
I feel like that's a runner thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
See, I don't. Yeah, people.
You're right. This is. I feel like this is because this zipper ends here.
No. Okay, it's a full quarter zip. Like okay,
it look like a quarter. Look like a quarter zip.
Yeah, it does.
Quarter block.
Wait, he got a half zip.
I got I got half of the quarter.
That's that.
It's a quarter block right there. So y'all, the Pelicans lost 128-118 to the Orlando Magic today. If you watch the game, you got to be asking yourself, how did this happen? If you missed the game and you saw parts of the game, Pelicans were up. Going into the fourth, I believe they had an 8-point lead. 5, you saw the game?
Nah, but I did watch. I watched a real basketball game today. LSU women's basketball played Texas. Very good basketball game. Very good basketball game.
So I'm gonna just ask y'all. I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna ask y'all some hypotheticals, right? But this actually happened. But I'm phrasing it in a hypothetical way. Ross, if I said you made more field goals and more threes than the other team, how do you lose by double digits?
More field goals and More threes.
Wow.
I would say I didn't watch any of the game.
No. But that
No,
don't even matter.
I know. But
Yeah,
I'm saying I'm trying to put like the Pelicans, like not even thinking about
Yeah.
the Pelicans, just in a general sense. I would assume that maybe you turned it over like a bunch, or the other team had to shoot a bunch of free throws because otherwise I don't know how.
This guy's good. This guy,
Points got to add up somehow.
this guy's good. The Pelicans had 14 turnovers to Orlando's 11, but
That's close though.
it's close. But this is where you're right. Orlando shot 35 free throws to the Pelicans 15.
There you go.
So here another hypothetical. What you got, Follw?
The Pelicans got beat at their own game. Like usually they're the team that can't shoot, and they try to live at the line.
Well, what did they? You said they more free throws than threes. Were they somewhat efficient? Let me just I should just pull the box. What did we shoot from the field?
We were 46 for 80 from the field. We were 14 for 26 from three, so 54% from three today.
Oh, and 58% from the field, and you lost by 10. That's almost incredible. That's incredible. Like almost 60% from the field and 50% from three, and you lost by 10. It's just shit nobody else does. It's the stuff nobody else does.
When you brought that up, the first thing that thought in my mind, like when we were kind of like pre-talking about it, the first thing I said was like they turned the ball over and they couldn't execute late in the game, right? Like they didn't have a guard that can get them an easy shot or stop the bleeding because Orlando's like known or prone to these like extended runs where, especially when they're at home, they get out on a fast break and they're able to get downhill and they play really good, like stifling defense. They got guys that have a lot of length, pause. So it just made sense. Like they couldn't get really good looks, which has been an Achilles heel, no pun intended, for the Pelicans, that they can't generate good looks in the half court. So especially like late game situation, not like generally when there's like open floor, they can do it pretty well. But late in the game, that's where they struggle at.
So let me ask you this. If I say 35 free throws to the Pelicans 15, I talked about turnovers. Is there, I know you didn't see the game, but would you say that's an officiating issue, or is that a Pelicans defensive issue?
Like getting to the line is one thing, but I don't know if like they don't like playing the game within the game, right? I think Jordan Poole does, right? Like Jordan Poole will embellish certain things or make it obvious if somebody's grabbing him. Like he does a pretty good job of that. But I think they need more of that. I didn't see the game, so I think they need to just do a better job of like embellishing certain points or like being able to stop the bleeding, because when a team's on a run, like you need somebody to be able to get to the free throw line and stop it, right? Stop a run without calling a timeout. So when you say that, it's like it's really on them because the referees are going to change game in, game out. Like you have no control over that, but you do have a control over like how aggressive you are attacking the rim.
Is this because of the way that they lost, the points that they were up by in the fort? Do y'all consider this a bad loss for the Pelicans?
Yeah, I think anytime you go, and I'm just saying, and again, I'm speaking in generalities here. Anytime you go into a fourth quarter up 8 and you lose by 10, it's a bad loss. I mean, I don't know how else you can.
And look, Russ, to put that in perspective, the Orlando had a 37-point fourth quarter.
Yeah. And look, that's a fourth quarter, but like, I just can't remember. I mean, this team gives up so many 35 to 45 point quarters. Like so many. It feels like once a game we give up 40 a quarter. 40 in a quarter. Like that's so many points. Yeah. So many. It's just it's too many easy baskets. It sounds like tonight it was just too many free throws. I like I've liked some of the offensive stuff I've seen, but defensively, they've been just atrocious. I mean, since I guess since Borrego took over, really, but I mean, it kind of feels like the whole season. But specifically this last month, they have just been. I mean, they can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah. Man, 5. The only quarter the Pelicans got outscored today was the fourth. The only quarter.
Damn.
First quarter was a tie. They won the second quarter. They won the third quarter. Actually, the Pelicans scored 39 points, in the third quarter, only to give up 37 in the fourth and only scored 20.
That's the Pelicans. You know what I mean? Like, the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Like, the Pels try to take the games and they just give it back to the other team. Like, you figured it out. You knew how to score, and you kind of stopped doing that. Like, I'm gonna keep saying, like, I didn't watch the game, but I could the Pels lose like this so many times, I could probably predict how it happened.
So let me ask y'all this. Ross, you raised a valid, the defense has been atrocious, obviously. And, it didn't just start with Borrego. It was bad in the bill. Is this is the defense situation, is this effort or is this just roster construction?
It's a good question. Because I do watch so many games, I can say that it's definitely both. I think there is low effort and low attention to detail defensively. I think you also have a lot of low IQ defensive players. And on top of that, they're also just bad defensive players. So you've got a combination of just a lot of negatives defensively, a lot. And I'll give Queen and Fears a pass because they're rookies, and typically, like, pretty much all rookies, or even guys that are good defenders or end up being good defenders a lot of times, can get kind of picked on as rookies. But the rest of them are just really bad defenders. I mean, and have been since they came in the league. Trey has never been good defensively. Excuse me. Zion has never been good defensively. A lot of the other guys you see in and out of the lineup, I mean, you've never really seen Carlo or Eves. I mean, Eves this year has gotten a little bit better at, I think impacting shots at the rim in his limited minutes off the bench, but he's never really been great in space. It pulls awful defensively. It's tough. I mean, when you've got a lot of guys like that play a lot of minutes, you can only do so much.
What you think, Follw?
I'm with Ross. I mean, that's the thing that troubles me the most. And I always said, like, defense was a thing that you could teach players. Like, say if you got like an offensively skilled guy, like, you could teach him defensive principles and have him adequate enough to play defense or team defense at least. Although, again, we like Trey, but the fact that Trey has not gotten better from year one till now is kind of alarming. Like, no matter how many rebounds you get, although I consider that a defensive stat, you still look pretty bad defensively. You get lost like anyone else. Like, I expect Jeremiah Fears to be lost. I expect Derek Queen to be lost. Micah Peavy's been really good defensively, but he was already naturally gifted. Micah Peavy, Herb, same kind of trajectory, right? Like, those guys came in with a defensive stamp already. Didn't need to really do much with them. Time on task was going to help them more than anything. That's not the same thing for everybody else. AD says all the time, growth isn't linear. Who is going to help these guys at least become like team defensive minded? I'm not expecting them to be a super stopper. I'm expecting them just to be competent on defense, rotate the correct way, not losing man, understand the scouting report. These are the things that we continue to kind of talk about with this team.
Well, I guess let me before we, because I want to talk about Trey, but before we talk about Trey, was this based on everything I told y'all about the loss, the stats, free throws, everything, right? Is this less about Orlando being good or the Pelicans just being bad defensively? Like, which one is it the win more about?
Oh, for me, the Pelicans being bad because everyone beats scores at will against the Pelicans. I mean, Franz didn't play. Suggs is out. Wendell Carter's out. Like, I mean, they got like 2 starters. They're missing half of their like top 6 or 7 in their rotation. So it's not, and it's somebody else a couple nights ago was the same thing. I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with Orlando for me. This is purely a Pelicans issue.
Don't y'all find it weird that teams can have like their B team and still beat us? Like, again, we didn't watch the game, but it probably felt like, even from you watching it, was you watching it, Lito, the game was never out of reach for Orlando.
Yep.
It probably felt that way. Like,
for sure.
Like, no, we just got to get to the 4th.
I mean, you read this book enough. You know what happens at the end of the chapter. You've seen this movie.
Yeah, black guy always dies at the beginning. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Zion took 14 shots again today. Not the typical 9 to 14. Is that, or are y'all just like over that? I mean, or do y'all? Does it even bother you? Do you think about it? Do you expect anything different, or is it just like whatever?
You know what bothers me? It bothers me that he doesn't even see it. Because if he did see it, like, you know what I mean? Like, seeing and like comprehending 2 different things, but like, he doesn't see it. No way. He doesn't care. Because
He
it's like,
definitely
now, I was about to say, because see, that's 2 different things. Seeing it and caring about it, that's 2 different things. I think he see it. I don't think he gives a fuck about it.
Because I think that's kind of, I have almost the same thought. I think you brought this up at one point, was like, I don't think this team is that bad. Like, I think they're bad defensive players. All of the stuff we just talked about. But even bad defensive players should be able to, at times, hold teams under, keep somebody around 100 once every few weeks. There's a lot of, I think, not caring in this team right now, because they shouldn't be this bad. Like, they just shouldn't. They should be able to win 1 out of every 3 or 4 games. Like, the fact that they can't really beat anybody. I mean, I know they won the game before this, but like, generally speaking, the fact that we can't stop anybody and they really can't win any games, this team shouldn't be this bad.
and most people, my bad, Lito, go ahead.
Straight. No, go ahead.
And most people always like point to like, oh, then you shouldn't have got rid of Willie. You should have got rid of like Brandon. Like, this needed to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you needed to see what Zion looked like when he's like, there are no more excuses. Right? Like, do you care enough? Like, in my opinion, yeah, you can go 9 for 14. We used to say this about, again, we say the same thing about Trey, shooting 50, 40, 90, like in a game. Like, that ain't enough. That ain't gonna cut it. Like, I wanted to see you surpass that. And if you fail at it, great. Like, we know what that is. But if you're just gonna go 9 for 14, numbers look great, but did you win? So another night of empty calories, empty numbers. What does it do? Nothing.
Look, it's telling me a lot about this team and the players you have on it. Because I'm seeing how they act when the chips are down. Like seeing what it looks like. And that's what I mean by there's just not a lot of care. Like, it doesn't take, you don't have to be the best defender on earth. Excuse me, the best defender on earth to like put forth a little effort, move your feet, stay in front of, pay attention to what's happening, not give up silly backdoor. Like, there's a lot of not care in this group. And that to me is way more troubling than pretty much anything else.
It's
like,
my bad, Ross. Okay.
No, I mean, because at the end of the day, the season really isn't. I mean, I believe the season's over. Okay. But I'm not getting paid 10, 20, $30 million to play.
Yeah.
And there's still over a half a season left and like a 5-game win streak. And you could be right back to talking about the 10. There's ways to salvage things. And just to bag it in after 35, 40 games is alarming.
I'll say you go as far as your best player takes you. Some of these games, man, like regardless of substitutions, regardless of who else on the floor, like I see people saying they taking Zion out at certain points of time. Like Zion not doing enough to make his impact felt on the game. 14 shots just ain't gonna do it. So you ask him, does he see it? He see it. He don't give a fuck about it. Cause like who gonna tell him something? I said this the other day. I was talking to Chris. I texted yesterday. I said it's $200 million you getting left hand layups. That's it. You just gonna get left hand layups for two. I was checking the stats on the year. Zion has attempted 3 threes this season. The entire season he's attempted 3 threes. I'm saying that to say there was a play tonight where he was on the perimeter. He had Goga Patase on him. He was wide open. And instead of taking that 3, he drove to the middle. He pivoted to his left, and he got a shot block. It was a turnover, a fast break, an easy bucket. I understand you may not find value in that shot of your Zion, but in team basketball, you taking away a threat if you're not shooting them. If I don't believe you're going to attempt to shoot it, I'm just going to turn around and be like, he with us. He self-set. You taking away from – go ahead.
No, continue.
You taking away from for instance, right? Trey out there. It could have been a simple, if at least as a threat, it could be a swing. I've seen people literally leave a prime Clay and Steph to close out on Draymond just because they believe he's going to take that shot. They would leave a Draymond because he's going to shoot the ball. Like, bro, you got to shoot the ball, bro.
Lito, I'd feel differently about this game if Zion went 9 for 25 rather than 9 for 14.
Yeah.
Like you were out there pulling. You were out there and not like again, and not like 9 for 25 and you got like 10 shots blocked. Like, nah, like you attempted to do something out of the norm to get your team a win. Like you were gonna go to the ends of the earth to figure out a way to get a win. And apparently this was a winnable game because you had an 8-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Right? That lead, I don't know what it was. I'm pretty sure within 5 minutes left, you had a 5-point lead or you were down 5. So again, winnable game. And you didn't even attempt to do anything differently. You just kind of mailed it in. I don't know what else to say about him at times.
14 shots is like such a comically low amount.
Yeah.
To like, and it's one thing if that happens every now and again, but like he's averaged 14 shots a game over the last month. Like that's the number. And when you look at the list of players that take as many or more shots a game, it's hilarious when you compare it to Zion. Like it should be incomparable. Like Sadiq Bey has taken more shots a game over the last month. Like, I mean, and there's a list of players of that ilk that take 13, 14, 15 shots a night. And you've got Zion Williamson that in a situation where there is no reason for you not to be taking 20 shots a night. There's no reason. Your team is terrible. Your team desperately needs you to do it to win. It's still just the same old thing. It's like just the lack of sense of urgency or sense of care is just nauseating.
Yo, Lito, quick question. Did
Yes,
Zion see like a wall of defenders or something like that?
It was a typical Zion game, typical defense, like facing Zion. It wasn't nothing crazy. To be honest, he got a lot of one-on-ones with either Paolo or Goga or Jonathan Isaacs. Like it wasn't like we just gonna like sit on Zion, but I will say he had a lot of opportunities to take some deeper twos and open threes that he just didn't take, and
is that sorry, go ahead, Drew.
I'm just gonna say this was the game to take those jumpers.
Yeah. That's what I was going to be my next question. Is like, is that frustrating? That again, in a situation where there is no reason not to be trying to expand your game, do anything. Who cares? Like literally, who cares? You would think the staff would even be saying that, like because we've said that about the staff. Like try shit out, because why not? Like try weird lineups, like find stuff that works. You would think one of those things would be like, hey man, like I'll just heave up 3 of them a game, because I'm not even a big Zion needs to take 3s guy. But in this situation, because all everybody wants to talk about is like, well, they pack the paint, this, that, and the other. There ain't nobody stopping you from just shooting that bitch. Like no one, like that's cool. Like because I just see one of the comments right above. It says like it's exhausting to get 25 paint touches. I don't care if this. Dog, you got 8 or 9 wins. They ain't got to be paint touches.
Yo,
go stand in the corner and shoot 8 threes, and I'll be like, damn, hey, at least they did something different. Because he might make some. Who knows? I don't know.
That's my thing. I know it's exhausting to get 25 paint touches. I can't imagine how many times he falls down with 25. He might have fell 15 of them times, but you don't have to. Like,
Especially right now.
You don't have to. Look, you do what that says to me, Paperboy. Look at the consequences of my actions of not taking these open shots. Look at the consequences of me falling. Look at me making the game harder for myself. You don't have to. You don't have to. We have seen he has a decent looking shot. He has a decent form. I mean, I don't know, Ross. You talked about you just said something that like I openly like think about all the time, and I've tried to ask these questions to people I know close to the situation. It's like I know people are telling him shoot the ball. Like when this Zion 30 for 30 happened one day, and people like sit in a gym and they start talking about everything that I know somebody gonna be like, when Bill Green's sitting with a chair backwards with his, when he's coming in talking with a Bible in his hand, and he's like, I tried to get him to shoot the ball. I feel you, dog. Like, I don't know. You can't put, bro. I seen what's her name? Kevon Looney out there attempting threes. Fucking Looney will take a 3. Like, and again, Ross, I'm with you. I'm not asking him to shoot 4 or 5 threes a game. But bro, we can't shoot 1 to keep it honest.
Hey, hold on, Lito. I want to bring up this comment. It's not coaching. I tell you this now. That the last part, it's not coaching. I hate that shit too. Like I despise that. Like Trey Murphy passing, like what you, Lito, Ross, myself would consider a wide open shot for us is different than what a wide open shot is for Trey Murphy. Truly, those two things are different. It's like the NFL. Like what's open in college ain't open in the NFL. You better be anticipating shit. Like if he's even, you leave. Like if they have their hands down versus Trey Murphy, it's an open shot. Yeah. That's how it should look. So I'm with you. 99 percentile shooter, passing up shots. That is purely Trey. That ain't got nothing to do with coaching. Don't put those two together to try to correlate that to Zion not shooting a jumper. Those two things are separate. Very, very separate. Zion doesn't want to shoot. Or I don't know if he's afraid of the backlash. But it looks like, just based on his jumper, it looks like he can shoot. He just chooses not to.
Shout out to Paperboy. Paperboy said, Zion, and I'll pull a comment. He said he cares about percentages. He said so himself. He gets discouraged about misses. That's.
You could have fooled me.
Is he talking about Zion or Trey?
Yeah. Zion. Talking about Zion.
He could have fooled me. He could have fooled me, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
He could have fooled me.
Ooh.
Hey, but listen, we all to miss.
Yeah, for sure.
I raised my hand first. I got some misses in my closet. That don't mean I ain't never put him on. I did it. I ain't gonna speak for y'all because I know y'all. Y'all got some misses too.
Listen, that's what the game is, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But like my man Denzel said, I'm leaving here with something.
From around the way.
You know what I'm saying? It might have been not the best one, but I'm gonna get out this bitch with something. It just amazing to me, like, bro, like 14 shots. So like again, so what up Nap in the chat? I gotta find that clip, Justin, of the shot in the fourth quarter. But you know, again, me and Justin had this conversation the other day, and he was talking about, you know, Zion never gonna really get these 40, 50 type games because he's shooting twos. And as soon as he said that, Ja had that 46, 44 point game, and he shot nothing but twos. And I'm like, obviously the math would work if he was shooting and attempting threes, but it's like the relentlessness of Ja to just keep going back to back and trying to get to the rack, because all that shit was it was just layups and floaters. That's all it was. So like, yeah, it can be done. I seen Kawhi do that shit. A ton of times before Kawhi was really shooting threes like that. 40-point game on middies. Like, come on, man. But let's get off that Zion narcotic, man. I want to talk about Trey, bro.
Yep.
Ross, you was about to say something?
No.
So this month, Trey's averaging 31, 7, and 5, 42% from three. Tonight was his first game not taking multiple threes. He's been averaging 12 threes a month. 12 threes a game this month so far. What's the biggest change y'all are seeing in Trey offensively? And to add on to that, is it confidence? Is it role-wise, or is it usage?
Look, he's he's become a better offensive player, I think, just first and foremost. Usage matters a lot. I mean, look, over his career, he's kind of been like a 6 or 7 3 a game guy. And when that number jumps up to some of the numbers that you've seen here lately, especially this month, 11, 15, 17, like that's a lot of 3-pointers. And he's a good shooter. So I think, you know, combined with the fact that he's gotten a little better finishing once he drives to the basket, he seems to be finishing a little better. I know the percentage is up for 2 this year. So I think he's added to his game offensively overall, and you can see some of that. But it's I need to see it lead to some wins, right? Like, and that's kind of where I'm at with Trey. Really, he seems to be a really gifted offensive player. I like a lot of the stuff he's done on offense this year. I think he's tried to rebound the ball better. It seems like he has, but I need him to finish the deal, right? Like, show me that you can be a leader. Show me that you can have a little more attention to detail on the defensive side, and see if that leads to wins. But this has kind of been my problem now with Trey going back the last probably couple of years. I see you improving on the stat sheet, but it just ain't leading to nothing. and that, I think that's the frustration for me.
Before you answer that question, Anthony Edwards just hit a game-winning floater just now with Wemby guarding him, with his offhand floating right out of bounds. Anyways, carry on.
This fucking here, man.
Yeah.
The thing that it's not
You need a question?
a little bit, because I want to provide some context.
Is it I was asking, what is the difference, and is it confidence, role wise, or usage?
Oh yeah. I was gonna say this. He just don't give a fuck no more. Right? Like I think he's at a point like I don't care what you say. But what I was actually enjoying is, his last, let's say, 3 games before this one, right? 19 shots, 26 shots, 24 shots. Now we're at 15. Like, nah, don't go Don't go backwards.
Don't go backwards. Right.
If he Zion, that's got to be you. That's your responsibility now.
Yeah.
Right. You shoot 24. You shoot damn near 30 shots. I don't care. Because again, your bad shots are better than most people's good shots. And maybe I'm just speaking for me. I'll be okay with that. I'll speak on your behalf of that because I just don't want you to get to the point where you're consistently shooting 15 shots. I thinking that's gonna do it. Again, I'd rather lose with you shooting 24 shots than 15.
Yeah, it's kind of the same, a little bit of the same frustration I think I have whenever Zion does it.
Yeah.
Is like probably even more than Zion. Like Trey has earned the right to be a little selfish, like to be a little greedy. You've earned it at this point offensively. Like don't, someone has to take some initiative. And it seemed like these last month or so, he's been the one to take that initiative a little bit. I'd like to see him go even a step further. Like, get greedy. This team is terrible. Like, we still need to see like what's it going to look like in the future. You got to remake the whole roster. So, you kind of need to see how good he can be still.
If I'm Trey, I'm pulling some shit like,
yeah, I know.
Hey, you dribble drive, you look for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me first, you second. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't look for your shot first because you think no. You're running this through me. Like, right? Like, I got to get these shots up. I got to space the floor, and then you can get yours off of my attraction.
Yeah. Yeah. A shot come through this time, it go through me. If a jumper get put up in the park, I need to hear about it. Ain't no layups without my name on it. Nah. Say, Trey, I know you've been reading our tweets.
Yeah.
Me and Five had the conversation with you at the game. I know you don't trip though. Trey has been I think one of those games he had 30. He had 26. Okay, so the attempts have gone 19, 26, 24, and tonight 15. He's averaging 21 shots for the month. We need to live there. I need you to live there. Ain't no coming down from that. Live there. That's the bar, my brother.
How you gonna leave the apartments and get you a nice house, but yet you still going back to the apartments? What's the point? You left. Don't go back.
Now we up in the big leagues. We in the big leagues. How much of this is Trey surging, or like is this the team needing Trey to do this? Is Trey taking this on his own, or is the team basically like being like, "Yo, you the guy, go do this"?
Who else gonna do it?
I mean, you're paying $200 million to somebody getting paid. I'm saying, yo, dog, somebody really getting paid $200 million to not.
What's the point of the Bugatti / Lambo if you're not gonna drive it?
It's a bad car anyway.
Terrible car. Bugatti, right?
Yeah, the Bugatti. Not the Lamb. Nah, not the Lamb. Never the Lamb. Never the Lamb.
I think it was part of me thinks Trey taking those shots those last few games were an accident.
Now we podding. Talk to me.
Because I don't have any reason to like those feel like an anomaly. And while it was exciting to watch and see, and like there was a lot of success associated with it. Because he was pretty efficient in all those games too.
Yes, sir.
I've never seen him do that before, and I guess we'll wait and see, right? But like he didn't today, and so that's why I don't know. I don't know. I like doing something 3 or 4 games, 3 games, that's not a habit. That's an accident for me. When I look at a career of hundreds of games.
Ross ain't lying, dog.
He ain't wrong. Nah, Ross is right. Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me. Because if I'm Trey, I'm playing I'm totally playing for myself right now. And I that's what I mean by you earn the right to be a little selfish. Team's terrible. Who else is going to score? Like, who else is shooting and doing some of these things? Like, he clearly is a guy that cares about his public persona. I think he wants to make all-star games and do some of that stuff. Like, I mean, you're going to have to not put me on an all-star team scoring 34, 35 a night, taking 20-something shots a night. Like, you're going to, even though my team's terrible, that's cool. My name is at least going to be in the conversation because I'm going to make sure that it's in the conversation. Like, you're going to have to say, yeah, Trey's having a really nice first half, but, the team's so bad, you just can't put somebody on an all-star team from a terrible team, regardless of how well he's playing. But you're going to have that conversation about me if I'm Trey. We'll see.
Again, Ross isn't wrong here, man. Looking at, let's say, back to last month, if you start at the 21-point barrage, 21 shot versus San Antonio, it's just a long streak of 14, 13, 8, 12, 12, 16, 12, 16, 15. Then you have 19, 26, 24. Yeah, it would feel like an act. I'm hoping that it's him understanding, like, I got to get these shots up. And next game will really kind of tell me what direction we're going in. Because sometimes you slip. I get it. That's why I got 2 kids with 1 woman right now. Sometimes you slip. But it's how you respond. And that's how I got the other child with my current. See what I'm saying? See what I did?
I like that you brought us full circle. I like that.
Boy, good, man. Hold on, man. Let's drop a flex bomb on that, man. Hold on.
Hey, but no, I truly believe, like,
come to Propels Talk, you don't know that you're going to get life advice.
Yeah.
So we here.
But there you go.
I think he understands it, though. I truly do. I wouldn't care. Like, I don't think he cares, but I wouldn't. I'm not here to please you. I'm here to get these shots up. That's it. Also, he still got to play defense.
Still got to play some damn defense.
Still got to play defense.
One thing that Willie never did that I would, especially in the situation we're in now, I would love to see Borrego do is like, or someone on the staff, I don't even care who at this point, is make that public statement. This was always my issue with the Zion thing, was like, you never call him out publicly. Like, you never make the expectation a public thing. And so it's hard. It always felt like it was this kind of hard to reinforce or hard to like hold accountable, because you really never, it felt like it was never being said. And if you're not saying it publicly, I don't know that you're saying it privately. Is like, why don't we ever hear something like, we lost the game, might not have been Zion or Trey's fault, but they're clearly the 2 best players on the roster. Like, why don't we ever hear like, well, we need our 2 best players to take 40 to 50 shots a night for us to have a good chance to win right now. That's where we're at. Like, no one would be upset with that. That's not a shot at anyone. That's not demeaning. That's not bad coaching. That's just an honest assessment of the only way that this team can win a basketball game is if Trey and Zion combine for 40 to 50 shots a night. Like, why is that never said?
My bad.
I was going to say, Ime Udoka just said his 37-year-old star player has to play X amount of minutes just for their team to win. I take him out the game for 2 minutes and we lose a 13-point lead. Now, he doesn't verbatim say who he's talking to, but he tells you exactly who he's not talking to. Mm-hmm. So you can deduce who's that directed towards.
I'm with you. I think you gotta play. I think you gotta play the game, but you gotta play the game on margins. In this time of social media, in this time of highlights and TikTok dances and shit, what these guys respond to. Specifically Zion, Zion seems to respond when he gets talked about negatively in the
Mm-hmm.
media. Man, if I was his coach, man, I'd be Phil Jackson. I'd be zenning the fuck out of him. I would be playing so many mind games with him to where, like, bro, you know, I might pay a reporter to ask him a question. You know what I'm saying? Like realistically, because you gotta play this particular game because you can't talk to these guys certain kind of ways because they, you know, they get their feelings, you know, stay on what do you want? KTSC.
Yeah.
They'll KTSC you and shout out to you. But it's like, man, I'm just tired of that shit, bro. Like, I'm just tired of all that. But anyways, we got to talk about this chemistry that DQ and Trey has. There seems to be some sort of synergy between those two guys. Like it's like it clicked instantly. What is it about their style of play that seems to, or DQ style of play that unlocks Trey and not because there was a play tonight. I'm asking, there was a play tonight where shot clock was running down. I know y'all didn't see the game, but there was a play. The shot clock was running down. Trey tried to score on Paolo. Paolo closed out on him. Trey gave his dribble up, swung the DQ. Trey cut immediately. DQ hit him with a bounce pass. Trey got an and one on a layup. And for me, is the hindsight, the insight of DQ knowing Trey's about to cut and Trey understanding, yo, if I get this shit up, I'm gonna get it right back. I'm gonna just stay moving. And that's not a synergy Trey has had with many other people on this team. So what is it about their relationship that seems to work?
I think there's just like a mutual beneficial thing between the two, right? Like they both need space. Trey's thing is like he's not the most effective off the dribble, right? Like that's not his forte. So like he needs somebody to almost set him up. When DQ's strength is like he needs somebody to pass to that can either finish and can shoot. Trey typically can do both. Typically. So like once you know, they've played it 30 some odd games together. So like they have a kind of rhythm off each other. So there's an avenue of success for them and they've seen it. But this is what you see when you put like good basketball players that mesh well together. I think this is more of your building blocks than anything else because you've kind of seen it over 30 games. Like, okay, this works. That's why I always thought like trading Trey was nonsensical. Like you're going to be out there searching for a guy that's
for Trey.
Like there's no need to trade that when you already have it. Find other pieces that fit around them too, rather than the latter.
Yep.
The other.
Yep. You also have something?
No. That was well said. I mean, I think it just goes back to the fact that Queen is looking to pass and sees passes the way, you know, is just really good vision and he's looking to pass. He's a willing passer. And that's not always the case. I think that just has a huge component in why there seems to be chemistry there. Like can't have chemistry with players that won't pass the ball.
Thanks. I feel like does DQ trust Trey more than let's say the coaching staff does?
I don't know if I don't know if it's about the coaching staff not trusting Trey. I just think like I think one, just where Queen typically plays in the offense and like where he generally has the basketball top of the key is, you know, in a lot of ways it's almost like a, you know, old school point guard, right? Like, you know, you run the offense through him at the top of the key. I mean, a lot of times I've found that, you know, some of the where a lot of the synergy is happening when it's been like almost simple give and go stuff. Like, you know, Trey gives the ball up, doesn't even really come off a screen. It's really it's just kind of a cut, and I think Queen does a great job of finding him at the rim. I mean, that's the first person I think we've had that can throw an alley in 5 or 6 years. So like, I think some of it just looks that way because you're now converting alleys that you've just been missing for years.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. I want to get into some trade talk before we get to the questions and get out of here. But let me ask y'all about Jeremiah Fears, man. Jeremiah Fears tonight had 16 for 3 from 3. I think this month Jeremiah is actually shooting like a high 40 from 3 or some shit like that. Hold on. I can tell you exactly what he's shooting. Give me 1 second. This month, Jeremiah is shooting. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not 40. It's 35, but he's shooting 35 from 3. But from where he came from in college, he's shooting 26%, I believe. Are you obviously he's had visible concerns as a 19-year-old playing basketball. He's had ups and downs. Are you concerned with Jeremiah, or do you feel like he's good? This shit is working out.
Someone, let's say a source, had to talk me off the ledge a little bit with Jeremiah, right? Because I at one point I was like concerned that he would like fall into like bad habits that would be like, he wouldn't be able to shake. And the rebuttal was he doesn't have true leadership around him, right? So he's just playing, right? Like his superpower is him being aggressive, not him having to try to understand, let's get X, Y, and Z involved in the offense. So he has some really good game. He's had some games where he didn't play well. But the aggressiveness is there, and you don't want to really interrupt what that is for a guard, because you don't know, because if you interrupt it, you'll get a situation where like you're changing his game and you end up with like a Markelle Fultz situation. So you almost want to allow that to fix itself rather than you trying to circumvent that process. So no, I was adhering to the knowledge that was bestowed upon me. So no, I'm not worried anymore. I'm allowed Jeremiah Fears to run his course and figure out what he needs to be in until the Pelicans truly get some leadership. And I don't mean that from like a coaching standpoint, but primarily from like a player standpoint. That's when I'll be able to kind of judge him fairly.
What's your take on that one, Rose?
I mean, I think it kind of aligns with my overall thought about fear. Like, I think a lot of the criticism is fair, but it's unfounded. You said it. He's had some ups and downs, but he's been a rookie that, in my opinion, has been thrown into just a god awful situation. Coach Lee, gets fired early on. Players in and out of the lineup. Wasn't expected to start. Now, not only is he expected to start, he's expected to be, a consistent contributor. It's a lot. This is a huge workload. And I think he's handled it admirably. I mean, is there stuff to work on? Absolutely. But I think he's been fine. I think I could point to a lot of improvements that he's made. So no, he's certainly not going to get a lot of criticism from me. Has he done a lot that helped the team win? No, because they don't win any games. At the same time, I think he's shown you enough to feel comfortable with him being part of the long-term plan.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think I'm with both of y'all. I think Fears is learning through mistakes, and he's 19, and I also think that him learning through these mistakes is better than hiding him. You know what I'm saying? Like, trial through fire, play through it, learn, get better. Because, boy, I tell you, if that 3 gonna fall for him, I think he had a game early this month. I mean, it's still early in the month, but he had a game a couple of days ago where he was like 4 for 6 from 3. a 4 for 7. If that 3 gonna fall for him with the first step that he has, bro, like nobody can stay in front of Jeremiah Fears.
No.
Nobody. And he could dance too. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just a step. Like he got that bitch on a string. He can dance, and he got a elite first step. You know what I'm saying? He just got to work on finishing at the rim. But
imagine him playing with just anyone that could set a screen. Anyone. We don't currently have anyone on the roster that can do that. But imagine him playing consistently with somebody that was a good screener, that did roll to the rim. Like there are other things that could help him along that this roster just doesn't currently have. And so that's what I'm saying. It's just one of those deals where like you've got to look at it based off what were the expectations, what has he been able to accomplish, has he improved some of the areas that when you drafted him, were questionable, and I think he checks a lot of those boxes.
Yeah, a lot of people try to compare him to Kyrie. We got to stop that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's terrible.
But I'm telling you, if he shores up his finishing ability at the basket, man, and what Lito talk about, like the jumper being, let's say the jumper's like becomes like a 37% 3-point shooter, right? Like that's a large step, like a huge step. And if it's consistent at that, I would love for this team to somehow, I know this is almost like a pipe dream at this point, but like somehow, some way, figure out a way to get Chris Paul on your team for just a half a season. I know that sounds wild, but you gotta put some like basketball intellect around these people. Like you have to. DeAndre Jordan ain't enough, right? Like you need a guard that has like a brain and can tell you about things that they've seen and how you can utilize that to your ability.
Like I said, look, my and I'm sure I'll get crushed for this, but I still put him in my head like it's somewhere near what like Maxey was as a rookie. And Fears is so young that there you could continue to see, you could see that same, because Maxey didn't play it. He only started 10, 20 games or something as a rookie. And even his second year, I mean, he played better, but it was more of like he didn't totally improve. He just played a lot more minutes. And then you saw the big jump that third year. And I think there's some similarities in play style. I think there's some similar, like their body type. I think they're basically the exact same height. Like there's a lot of similarities there. And I don't, and until he does something that shows me like, oh no, never mind. I set the bar too high for him. That's where I'm at. I don't, like I said, I think he's been fine. Now it's how do you continue to improve?
That was my bad, Lito.
Nah. Go ahead. Finish.
That was legit the comparison I made about Fears today to someone. I said it's Tyrese Maxey, again, elite first step, right? Like their speed is their superpowers, especially like coming out of college. Wasn't the great shooter. Again, coming out of college, Maxey learned how to be a good shooter, specifically off the dribble. It's going to take some work, but Fears is always in the gym. It seems like he's always working on his game on the road, working on his game in different gyms. I could definitely, I would hope if you're the Pelicans, like your hope is that, like that should be what you would want him to ascend to.
I think Maxey's 6'2", Fears is 6'3".
Probably, something like that. I mean, they're both like 6'2", 200 ish.
Can we be delusional? Like, is it like just for a quick second? Like, we don't really have a lot to look forward to in life. We got a 9-1 basketball team. You think that Fears can be as good as Maxey one day? I'm not holding y'all to it, but you know what I'm saying? Just
if he had what Clay 8118 is saying, like, no matter how you cut it, every elite guard had somebody to teach them how to hoop. It's more than just having the ability.
Yeah.
It's more like how you see the game matters, especially when you got the basketball in your hands 90% of the game.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep talking, Follw. 1 second. I'm trying to upload something.
Yeah. I think that like you got to. I don't know who it is for the Pelicans. I'm just kind of, I always throw out the CP just because I just want it to be over. But you got to find somebody that equates to that and can help your guy benefit from. He doesn't even need to play, really. Like you want Fears to play and eat up all the minutes. That's why I always thought like him and Jordan Poole like couldn't play together because both of them are too sporadic. Like one needs to learn and the other one needs to fail to get better.
Shout out to Justin, man. One of the best in the business, man. We got rookie year comparisons for Maxey and Fears. Obviously, 61 to 40 games. We still got some more hoop to do, but man.
And I just looked it up too. I mean, Maxey played 15 minutes a game as a rookie on a team that had Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Danny Green, George Hill. And look, some of those names are not all-stars, but Danny Green played with a lot of guys who know how to play basketball. George Hill played on a lot of really good teams with a lot of guys who know how to play basketball. Ben Simmons, like him or not, like knew how to get others in. So I think you can learn stuff from pros or people that play the right way or any of that stuff. And, Five keeps alluding to this. That's one thing right now that Fears doesn't have.
Yeah.
And so you've got this weird situation of, just looking at that comparison. Maxey didn't get thrown to the fire as a rookie. He played 60 games and he played 15 minutes a night. Fears is getting thrown to the fire in a bad situation on a losing team with not great leadership. And so I don't know. I think it's hard to like, that's the unknown of this conversation. But I think if you're looking at skill set and looking at the things that they're good at coming out of college and even, partly through their rookie year, like if you look at all that stuff, like, yeah, I think there's a trajectory there that I can talk myself into. That's why we brought it up. But there's a developmental component of that goes outside of just playing in games. And that's the part that I can't predict. And just to be totally candid, he's not getting the best like from that. He just isn't.
Yeah, man. I was talking to somebody last week and I told him, I said, much to what Five responded to, he needs a guard, an OG guard who can settle him down and, show him, like what's really because his superpower is his speed and his aggressiveness, but he gotta learn to harness it.
Yeah.
And again, I ain't holding that against him. He's 19. And let's get to the part of the show, man. People here for, man. Last week, I believe Joe came out, said there was some untouchables on this roster, man. He said Zion, Trey, Herb, he needed to see more. He needed more time to figure out what to do in the situation. What more does Joe need to see from Zion Williamson? Like, what more does he need to see?
So we're operating under the assumption he was being honest.
Yeah, let's try that. I'll
answer your Zion question first. I don't know. I also don't think he was being honest, but I don't know what else he would need to see. I mean, Zion has played a decent amount this year. They didn't win last year. They're not winning this year. Like, what? Like, there's no. What more do you need to see that he hasn't shown you? He's been the exact same player since he came in the league at 19 years old. Like, there's nothing. Like, he's not going to show you something new next year. So I don't like. We all know that to be true. This is like, we don't even need to belabor that point. Like, what else could he possibly? And that's why I just believe it not to be like. I don't think he's being honest, because that's an insane statement. unless he's willing to follow that up by saying, I need to see what Zion looks like on a completely different roster that we're going to work to build this offseason. Okay, all right, well, cool. I mean, that works. Like if you've got some grand plan about him, almost being a bench player or, I don't know, whatever. But just saying like, I need to see more of these same 5 players that I've watched all year. Come on, Joe.
What you think about that, Follw?
Yeah, I don't think Joe telling the truth, or he telling the half truth at least.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's president of basketball operation talk. That ain't,
Okay. Well, shit, man. Let's talk about. Let's just be a little bit pottish then. What player on this team you think is most likely to be moved?
Herb.
Yeah.
Y'all think Herb?
Yeah, it's easiest to justify, and I think it's probably like it's the highest return of the players that you can easily justify moving.
Yeah.
No, so you think Herb gets a higher return than Trey?
No, but it's harder to justify moving Trey. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's of the players that you can just like trade, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, cool, all right, whatever. Like if you trade Trey, it's like a thing you have to like talk about. You've got to if you don't get some obscene package, you've got to kind of finesse that. Herb, you could trade and be like you don't really have to go justify it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just he's a role player. Then whatever.
No, I feel you.
State of Louisiana gave that man a day. So
they did give him a day. Damn, that's crazy. I was on Spot Track, man, and I was looking at some of the biggest trade targets out there. So I'm gonna just give y'all some names, man. Ja, Sabonis, LaMelo, Kuminga, Lowry, and Jeremy Grant. Now on the Pelican side of it, they have 4 names. Yeah, Jose, Jordan Poole, Jordan Hawkins, DeJounte Murray. I'm gonna ask Sadiq Ben, is there any of these big name guys that you're interested in? Just not necessarily the Pelicans, but y'all. Do you think that they could? For instance, I sent y'all the thing with Ja today. You think that the Pelicans could be interested in a trade for Ja?
I would. Yeah.
I would. They won't.
Why, Rose?
I just think that, well, one, Joe came from the league office. So in theory, like not in theory, I mean, he definitely dealt with Ja like a lot. And there was trouble. They just keep it real. Like there's issues there, right? You got suspended for a lot of time, all that stuff. Yeah. That's one. 2, you just expended the 7th overall pick on Jeremiah Fears. Ja hadn't really been playing a lot. Like he's a lot. This calf thing is, just won't go away. I don't think, given the price tag and the style of player, he doesn't. Yeah, I would trade for him because I think you got to accumulate talent. I don't think they're going to talk themselves into him being the talent they want at a position that they want. And he's expensive.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shamit. Shamit posted a tweet today where he said that Ja, since 2023, has only played in 6 consecutive games.
He's not played a lot at all.
Yeah. I was making them. I texted y'all earlier. I made the money work, and it was Jordan Poole to get under the cap. It was Jordan Poole and I think Looney for Ja, but Memphis would have to release a player. I didn't really go through Memphis's roster. I was just trying to see how to make the money work. But the Pelicans were interested in that. I mean, I think that's something that they could do. Would y'all be interested in anybody else on this list? Sabonis, LaMelo, Kuminga, Lowry, or Jeremy Grant?
Lowry is the most intriguing to me by far. Just makes the most sense.
By far.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sabonis is interesting to me too, though. But I think they're going to see. I think they're going to basically say like, he's not different enough than Queen, or what Queen could become. Whether you believe that to be true or not, that's just how they're going to justify it to themselves.
I'm trying to see. I'm sorry. I was trying to see what Lowry makes and how could we.
It's probably in that same number, 40 or something. Utah just re-upped him last year. He makes a lot. He makes $46 million a year next year, and then it jumps up to 50 and then 53. Yeah, he signed a max extension last year, I think.
Let me ask y'all this: Do y'all think DeJounte Murray is gone at the deadline?
I would love to be able to say yes to that. I just don't see it. I don't know how. Like unless you're attaching something that someone really wants, like unless you're attaching a pick, who's trading for DeJounte Murray? That I'll answer your question with that question. Who?
How many years left on DeJounte?
Two more after this. He's got one more year next year at $33 million, and then he's got a player option for $31 million the following year, which I can't imagine he's not picking that up.
Yeah, I'm banking on Clutch doing Clutch-like things and knowing his player wants to leave. He's been working out, putting out videos. Hopefully they have something in the weights. I mean,
yeah.
The interesting one is always this San Antonio, right? He has a relationship with the coach. The coach was his high school, I wouldn't call it that. I guess his high school, not head coach, but one of his high school coaches, maybe AAU or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the guy's name? He coaches head coach for the Spurs.
Yeah, the young dude. I'm drawing a play.
That's his guy, for sure his guy. So
Johnson.
that's his last name?
Johnson.
Yeah. That's his guy.
Johnson.
So, and I always thought they had a gluttony of young talent in San Antonio, almost too much. Everybody can't flourish. So would they be willing to move off some pieces? But I don't think they necessarily need DeJounte. But I could see them trying to figure out a way to get him back.
So I was just messing with some numbers over here, and according to SpotTrack, if I went with the TPE on Jordan Hawkins via his TPE, added Looney, added Jordan Poole, and I traded Lowry and what Keontae George is currently making, that's a deal. It's never going to happen, but I'm just saying if we just going to dream, let's dream big, y'all.
Man.
I just don't think you can underestimate. And I agree. That would be great. But I just don't think you can underestimate how little or no value these players have to everyone. None. If they weren't expiring, this is what kills me about Poole and DeJounte, and to a certain degree, even. I mean, I guess Hawkins is a team option, but Jose's got a player option. I just don't know who's signing up to pay a year or two more of Jordan Poole at 30+ minutes. It's a lot of money. I mean, and again, if it was an expiring, maybe CJ, you just saw CJ, you can players, teams are willing to trade you something if they're going to be able to free up cap space next year, but nobody's clogging their books for another year and a half with Jordan Poole or DeJounte Murray. That's your problem. And I'm almost sort of the Pelicans aren't in a spot where they can attach a pick. And how else do you get a deal done? You don't have anything to attach. You don't have anything anybody wants. And so it's going to be another trade deadline where I fear you're probably just going to move to Sadiq Bey for a couple second rounders or something. That's that prepare yourself for that.
Yeah. I think Sadiq is probably gone. I don't know. You asking me about DeJounte, who would want him? I don't know, but man, I'm hearing so many different things. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy how that thing is playing out because, Follw said, I'm hearing from people that he's saying he's good. like I'm good to go. I've seen there apparently there are videos of him dunking and like moving and doing like cone drills and shit, and the Pelicans have released nothing. So
that feels like a relationship that like even Borrego's, you know, like I feel like he's answered a couple of questions about DeJounte in the last few weeks, and it's been like, oh, he's progressing. There's never like he hasn't been at the games. Like that feels like I'm not showing back up, or hey, don't worry about, you know, I don't want to put it all on DeJounte. Like, but whatever that relationship is, and I'm not saying this from a level of knowledge, I'm just giving you my opinion based on watching the games and what they haven't said. That feels like one of those like, hey, don't worry about coming back. Like we'll figure something out. And I just don't know what you figure out.
There was that report like from the summer where he gained like 15 pounds of muscle. But again, I've not seen a picture of him via the Pelicans to determine that. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody posted a picture the other day of him in the gym, like working out. And I mean, he did look like noticeably stronger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's weird, bro. Like it's a weird situation that they got going on.
Again, I always go back to the one wild card team. I think is probably the Heat, just because they've got that Terry Rozier contract that they can just like throw away.
And they just fully guaranteed it, I think, right?
I think so. So it's like like I mean, would you only do that if they know they're going to just trade it as it's just a mechanism to acquire something. And if you could just get, I think there's value in just getting off DeJounte's deal. Like, I don't even know that you need to get anything. I mean, you're not going to get anything, but like, I wouldn't even worry about getting anything.
Yeah, I would
just free the money up.
Yeah, like if you got out of it, like that's good enough.
Yeah.
Like,
let me ask. This is my last question to y'all. Before we get into some fan questions, some chat questions. If you traded Zion Williamson, right? I don't think you get a better player in that deal. Obviously, we're going to player to player. But what would interest you in order to make that trade? What would Ross require? What would Follw require?
It's a good question. Because I think I agree with you. Just from a talent perspective, I would just want to see a vision. Like, do something that makes, even if it doesn't make you better today, it makes sense today. Right? Like, I know we talked about this a couple shows ago. Like, go get the right kind of player that fits around. If you're telling me that, okay, we're moving Zion and keeping Trey and Queen, like, then go find a player that in theory, even if he's not good enough today, will be good enough to raise the ceiling, or will at least allow you to play a brand of basketball that makes sense. Like, and then so if that's Khalil Ware for Miami, cool. If it's someone else, like, just go get stuff that makes sense. Because part of the reason you're losing these games right now, and this is why I was saying earlier, it's like on paper, the roster should be good enough to win some games right now, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't, like, the way the coach wants to coach and the players you have, they don't fit. And so even though talent for talent, you should win more games than you're winning, you can't, because it doesn't work. None of it works. You have misshaped part, like it just doesn't fit. So just go find the future that will work together appropriately. And I know that's a long-winded way of saying, like, I don't know right now.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
But that has to be the thing. Because I'm still of the belief. Like, I know sometimes people talk about just cutting Zion. Like, I think cutting him is stupid.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I think it's just doesn't make any sense. I think it's dumb.
Yeah. The only reason they put that provision in there is to attempt to scare him, and that didn't work, right? Because they know you lose all leverage when you do that. So that's really not going to happen. But I think if you do trade him, like, you got to get pieces that fit, like Ross said, have an actual plan in place that when you do make this, like, it's easy to explain. Like, people shouldn't have to, like, read between the lines or the blurred lines of like how this is going to work. You should visibly be able to see like this could work. This makes sense. I don't want to have to guess about it. So if you're gonna make the deal, make it with the intent that it makes sense to everybody, not just Joe or not just Gail or not like we're doing this for the betterment of the organization, nothing else.
Does that and I know we kicked this around a little bit last week, but like, does the Trey Young deal scare y'all? In reference to a Zion trade, because I'm still of the belief that you can get something for Zion, but like the Trey Young thing scares me a little bit.
You know, it's always about being first, right? Because when you're first, you get to set the precedent, and when deals are done before you, you almost have to follow that one. Like that's the template at that point. I thought
that's
that
not a deal I want to. That's not a deal. That's not a template I want to follow.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't even know if you can do it right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's like a really bad marker, for the broader market this offseason. Like regardless what you think about Trey Young, like that's a giveaway. And I mean, he's only got one more year after this. It's not. I don't know. That one. It worried me. Like I don't know.
It did worry me, and I'm just going to say this: like Trey Young isn't liked, by most in the NBA. So you put that into account. Also, you put that he's in Atlanta and things hadn't gone well for quite some time, and there was just such a back and forth between the two and trying to figure this out. Like a deal just needed to get made. That's what it felt like. But Zion is like, well, he plays in New Orleans. New Orleans has been historically bad. He ain't the reason why they bad. They're the reason why he's bad. So still you got that, and like you're your own worst enemy, but also your best asset. Like the Pelicans are their best asset in the sense like they don't run the organization well. So at least you can use that to your advantage to pry something else out of a team that would desperately want a guy like Zion.
The NBA moves so fast.
Yeah.
Like, think about when the Pelicans were trading for DeJounte, or when they traded for DeJounte Murray, what was required to get Trey Young. And also we heard that.
That's kind of my point.
Like, yeah, man. Like, and also like Griff wasn't a fan of Trey. So, I still believe we traded for the wrong guard, but that's neither here nor there because, he's here now. Actually, he's not here because he's never really been here. He played, 3 games? So, whatever. But, yeah, it moves so fast. I'm with you, Ross. This is what I was telling Justin the other day, too. I just don't think the Pelicans make a trade for Zion just simply because the Pacers trade they made, the CJ trade they made, what they got for Queen, and then Zion. I don't think they can take that type of bad press in one calendar year. Like, I just can't see them making a trade because in my opinion, you can't win in that trade.
I think you can only win if I tend to agree with you. I think the only way you can make it is if it's under the backdrop of like, well, we're starting over, and you publicly make it like, hey, this wasn't working. We got Fears and Queen. We're gonna go get more Fears and Queenses in the next few drafts, and we're starting over. So like, it can't be like we traded Zion. It's got to be like we traded Zion and Poole and Herb. It would have to be like a wholesale thing for you to be able to quickly justify, like, yeah, we got rid of everybody, fuck them all. And like that's the only way I think you can avoid the situation that you're referencing. Because otherwise, I agree with you.
Yeah. All right, man. Hold on. We are hour 24 in. We about to get this shit over with these chat questions. Before we do, man, somebody give me the likes, man. I ain't heard a like. I ain't heard shit all day, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Also, shout out to the sponsors of the show. Shout out to FanDuel. Shout out to Sunshine, John Deere, Taz. Shout out to Scott Vicknair and the Vicknair Law Firm. You know they fight for the win, dog. They like the Pelicans. Somebody give me a like count, man. Where we at? 60, man, in the show. Fuck them chat questions, man. In the show.
Yeah.
In the show. Nah, that's out. It's 162 people in here, and we got 66 likes. Nah, man, we'll be back. When the next game? Hold on, man. When is the next game? I think Tuesday. The Pelicans play Tuesday, January 13th against the Pelicans.
Nuggets at home.
The Nuggets.
Tuesday.
I said, all right.
And then the Nets on Wednesday. So back to back Nuggets and Nets, both at home.
Yeah, 75 now. All right, man. Look, I'm about to get to the people that paid. Shout out to D-Nola 60. Pelicans are losing because of bad coaching and no point guard on the team. And also players that just don't have that hungry mantle. All right, have that hungry mantle like the great teams have. If that's what it is, D-Nola, that's what it is.
Might have meant to be hungry mentals, hungry mentality, maybe.
Okay.
I'm trying to help.
No. He paid $10 though, so you know what I'm saying. Like whatever you say, it is D-Nola. Yeah, it is. Shout out to the boy D-Nola again. He said when Pelicans acquired Jordan Poole, it took away shot attempts from Trey. I mean, Trey seemed to have found him though.
Like, I mean, he ain't shooting that much.
Yeah, he really not. He really not.
It ain't like Jordan Poole shooting 25 times a game. You know, it's not.
Hold on. Go ahead, Follw.
I just don't think like I can't agree. I appreciate you, Dino, but I can't agree, big dog.
So let's see. Jordan Poole is averaging this year. He's averaging 11 shots, 10 shots. He's averaging. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was fierce. He's averaging 12 shots a game. So, I mean, here's the thing. It ain't like Zion gonna shoot the ball more. So, I would say that's right in line. What you about to say, Ross?
I was just gonna say that, like, I mean, there was a month there where Poole was out and Trey was taking 12, 13 shots a night. Nice. So, like, this isn't I'm certainly no Jordan Poole apologist, but like Trey not taking 20 shots a night ain't got shit to do with Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Appreciate you though, D-Nola 60.
Yeah, shout out to D-Nola 60. Yeah, man, it's under 100 likes. I ain't answering no more questions. So y'all, we'll see y'all on Tuesday. We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for pulling up, showing up. Make sure your partners, when they tap in, you know what I'm saying, they hit the like button first, because that's what you do when you enter somebody's house. You ring the doorbell, you wipe your feet off, you say, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? You don't just walk in the ass with a bathroom mat. Like speak to everybody in the house, bro. So when y'all get y'all manners up, we get more questions. But that's all I got, man, for Rose, for the mile market himself. You know what I'm saying? We out of here, man. Peace.
What's up, everybody? This is Ross from Propels Talk. Just wanted to tell you about a little deal from the Game Time app. You can get $20 off your first purchase using our promo code PELS. The app's incredible. I've been using it a bunch. All the fees are included. You get great deals on seats, last-minute deals. You get a view of your seat. It's I think, the best last-minute ticketing app there is out there. So use our promo code PELS to get $20 off your first purchase, and go Pels.